Hey guys, Coach Castle here, and I'm hopping on live real quick. I fixed that angle real fast. There we go. Hopping on live real quick just to chat with you guys, give you some updates. Apparently, there's an awful lot of confusion, perhaps due to new members popping on my channel or things like that. I don't really know. But long story short, guys, why do I basically go through myth busting, offending people, hurting feelings, mocking religion, making fun of doctors, personal trainers, and gym bros? Why do I go through all the trouble of this horrible things that I do, debating, discrediting, showing the actual science, proving these people wrong? Why do I do that? I think a better question would be, why the hell are you asking me? Why do I do that? Do you think I want to hurt people's feelings? Do you think I enjoy upsetting people? I mean, sometimes I do. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I do. Generally speaking, no, not the average person, not the public. The reason I debate these coaches who don't understand basic physics or chemistry or biomechanics or really anything about coaching that they should know. Why do I discredit these doctors who are not even doctors and do not keep up with any science at all? Why am I making fun of these religious people for their absolutely insane, ridiculous claims of divinity and gods? It's all for exactly the same reason, guys. It is all bullshit. It is all taking our society and culture backwards. Religion, the only thing you can do to take a good person and make them do something evil is to give them religion. And then they'll do it happily, gladly, condemning others to their imaginary hell or whatever, just because you're not in their religion. The entire world can burn. You can be tortured, suffered, go to hell, even because you don't know their God, just because. On top of that, lots of religions, their gods, they love it when you kill in their name. Think Christianity, think the Crusades, the Spanish Inquisition. Think what a psychopath Mother Teresa was. Okay, I could keep going about Christianity. How about Islam? These people think there's no higher honor than blowing themselves up in the name of their God. They get a better place in heaven, literally, if they kill more people in his name. Okay? These are not healthy ways to think. These are nasty subcultures of humanity. These are dregs of society. These literally are people who cannot think for themselves. What are gym bros? What are personal trainers? What are coaches? These are people who have access to all the information I do. They also have access to logic. They don't possess it. They have access to knowledge of physics. They don't use it. They have access to basically everything that would make their life easier, but instead they follow tradition. Does that sound like religious people? They blindly follow their God. In the case of personal trainers, this would be their Chris Bumstead, their Arnold Schwarzenegger, their Tom Platz, their Dorian Yates, whichever moron they want to choose. They listen to them unquestionably. They buy their products. They buy their plans, and it's all the same garbage as everybody else. This is a problem. Personal trainers, coaches, they hurt people a lot, damage their bodies permanently for good because they don't understand basic science. So they have them do things like deadlifts and back squats and hack squats and so-called heavy weight or going beast mode. This damages your body in the long run. This is not intelligent lifting. This takes you hundreds of thousands of more dollars. This requires decades more time in the gym to achieve your physique. This is going to require tons, I don't know how many more hours you're going to spend in the gym instead of just, 15 minutes at home intelligently without weights or equipment, using your knowledge of mechanics, physics to your advantage. This sounds like religion to you guys? Religion who, once again, hurts, kills, maims in their God's name. Only their God out of 10,000 gods. Only their God is the real one due to a complete accident of their geological birth. How about chiropractors? These guys who are not actual doctors. These guys who practice something that was created basically in a fantasy book. I'm going to be debunking this. I don't want to spoil it. I'll be debunking this next week, okay? C-Bum, Chris Bumstead, we all know him. Well, I just saw the interview he did where he gave his top 10 exercises. He clearly doesn't understand exercise in the slightest. He's a complete moron. He's Mr. Olympia. How could I say that? Yeah, well, that's nice. He's also not an expert in exercise of any kind. He's not a specialist in any related field at all, not even nutrition. So why is anyone listening to Chris Bumstead? He clearly does not have any idea what he's talking about. Is he a great poser? Oh, yes. Is he Mr. Olympia? Yes. Does he have an amazing physique, 100,000 times better than mine? He sure does. Does he have any related, relevant knowledge that he can actually contribute? No. And if you go through anything Chris Bumstead have ever said in any of his interviews, just Google it after he says it, and you'll see he's wrong 9 times out of 10, just like the average human. This is what it is. Here's my problem. Here's why I go to war with these people. It's because the religious people say there's no problem with doing what they do. I agree with them as long as you keep it to yourself, but it's impossible to keep religion to yourself. You have to go and talk about it. You have to share it. You have to teach your children, poison their minds at a young age so they become culturally indoctrinated, or send them to youth camp where they get raped by priests and still indoctrinated. I could keep going. I have nothing but the greatest contempt for religion. Sane people are not religious people. Educated people who rely on evidence are not religious. It's very simple. Educated people who rely on evidence also, they do the most efficient things with their body. They don't do things which compress their spine and destroy them. They don't do 16 different movements for a single muscle group which only has one function. So you only need one muscle, literally one exercise for that muscle group. Okay? They don't feel the need to ego lift with hundreds of pounds when they understand a longer lever magnifies force more than a shorter lever, and compound exercises are not efficient at targeting muscle groups. They see no reason to go to a gym and spend money on these things, these products, these nutritionists and supplements and personal trainers who are completely useless and don't do anything. It's simply marketing. This is what intelligent people do. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring critical thinking to the world. I'm trying to bring logic and reason to the world. And these are the scum who are resisting me. These are the people who do not understand logical fallacies, who don't actually have a single shred of evidence to support their beliefs or faith. In the case of personal trainers, I'll also use faith because they don't understand anything having to do with the human body. So again, guys, this is why I'm doing this. This is why a lot of my videos recently has been literally me just discrediting and debunking people left and right. This is why I'm putting up the logical fallacies, why I wrote my last book. I'm not going to get into it again. This is why I do everything I do. This is part of my purpose. I would like to educate the world as to why you don't need these morons, as to why these people are wrong, as to why they're stealing your money and destroying your body, why they're charlatans, why you shouldn't give them any of your time, why you need to learn how to actually learn for yourself. Take things to a first principle basis. Learn things for yourself. Don't regurgitate your ideology at me. If you want to come at me, you better debate me, and you need to have evidence and facts. And I have debated thousands of religious people of all forms of religion, and I have heard exactly the same 3 arguments, which can all be very easily discredited, very easily debunked. But these people don't care. They don't have brains. They don't go out of their way to look for evidence which does not support their case. They cherry pick. They stay in their bubble. They only speak to their other little psycho-religious friends, and they keep their little minds closed. This is the same thing as personal trainers. They see everybody else squatting and deadlifting and bench pressing, and they say, hey, that's a good idea. And then somebody like me comes along with a brain and explains what muscles do, how they do it, how levers work, what the body does, the chemistry of the body, the endocrinology of the body, and everything else. And they don't know what to do because they've been teaching this shit for 30 or 40 years. And by the way, exercise, gyms have only been around for about 100 years, guys. It's not like they've been around for hundreds of thousands of years. We've only been exercising in gyms for about 100 years. And all of that time we've been progressing. And about 40 years ago, something called biomechanics came out that nobody else got on board with. And then we added neurology to it. And then we added a bunch of other different components to it. And now we have modern biomechanics, which is still advancing. And we have modern theories like biotensegrity, which again, these fools know nothing about. None of the neurological matching principles. They know nothing about neurology having to do with exercise, bilateral deficit, reciprocal intervention, unilateral bilateral deficit, active and passive insufficiency. They don't have any idea what these words mean. They don't know anything about lever magnification of the resistance curve. They're clueless. And when you bring up these words to them, they stutter and they gasp and they have nothing to say except you're skinny or you're fat or you're stupid or Arnold did them and he's right. The difference is if you do things the intelligent way, you spend like 15, 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week. You don't need a gym. You don't spend any money. You don't need anything. You're doing everything the most efficient possible way, and you're going to get the best possible results fastest without destroying your body. And if you do it their way, you're going to spend decades in the gym while destroying your body, while literally doing everything wrong, spending all kinds of extra money, et cetera, et cetera. So you get the idea. I could keep going with this. They're complete and utter morons, and I would like to remove them, just like I would like to remove religion. It's never going to happen because people are fucking idiots and they're gullible, which literally is what faith is, gullibility, which we market. It's the same thing how we get 99% of people to exercise like idiots because we market crowd mentality. Look, everyone else does them. Look, everyone has always done them. I got a better idea, guys. Use your brain. Do your own research. With AI nowadays, with Google, it's not that hard. You can even summarize research articles. You can look at meta studies and meta analysis. It's really not that hard, guys. I only spend 10, 15 hours a week reading. I don't spend all week reading. I spend a lot of time studying. I spend a lot of time reading. I spend a lot of time writing, helping clients, and doing all this stuff. You guys don't have to do that. You only have to do it for things which interest you. I have hundreds of interests and hundreds of things I need to learn. You don't have to do that. If you're concerned with the gym, focus on learning biomechanics and basic nutritional chemistry. Apply those simple principles. Okay? Very simple. If you're religious and you have no idea why you're religious, you just happen to think you have a soul, you don't. Look up neurology. I'll be debunking this one next. If you're religious and you just happen to believe there's a God and you have no evidence, you're a moron. End of story. Okay? This is how it works, guys. I educate you with actual evidence, actual science, and actual facts. I have no time and no tolerance for these I don't want to be rude, but these people who are closed-minded, bigoted, dogmatic, frankly, just morons who refuse to debate me. Once again, guys, it's been 9 years now, and not a single personal trainer or coach who I have called out, made a video about, sent multiple emails to, has ever admitted they were wrong or agreed to debate me live. They just cut contact. And this is what all of them do because they're cowards and they know they're wrong. Just like I did with the Glute King this morning, fucking counter ass. Idiot has no idea anything about science. Made a video saying evidence-based fitness bros are morons. And yet everything he said in the video was completely inaccurate. And again, wasn't even hard to debate him. Quite literally, I did it before breakfast. I've sent him 2 messages for him to debate me. He deleted one of them and ignored one. So I made the video like I always do. I give him a chance first. And I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to keep ripping these people apart. Everybody I can think of, everyone from astrologists to religious nut jobs to personal trainers, chiropractors, anybody with this absolute, utter, nonsensical, unproven, zero evidence bullshit that they use to trick people. And I'm going to be educating you guys how to spot this bullshit and actually learn. And that's what I do. And if you don't like that or that hurts your feelings, get off my channel. It's not your place. Your little feelings are going to be hurt. Your little, okay? I don't have time for that. If you're easily offended, get away from me. I don't want you near me. I really don't. If you're closed-minded, get away from me. Why do you think I do this on YouTube? I don't want to speak to you morons. You have no arguments. You don't. You have ideologies and you don't even understand the difference. But anyways, guys, if you do like me, keep watching the videos, keep subscribing, keep supporting. It's not that hard. My videos are short, to the point. They provide all the evidence, all the anatomy, all the backing, and all the science. And I keep them pretty short. And if anybody thinks I'm wrong about anything I've ever said in any of my over 900 videos, my now 8 books or over 2,000 articles, I'm waiting because I haven't heard anybody disprove a single thing yet. Have a great day, guys.